Down here today to have a look at this Apac ducted unit. So apparently the last time someone was out here, I'm not sure if it was for a service call or if it was for some general maintenance, but had the system running. It was pumping out 5-degree air, I believe, and then the outdoor fuse blew on the board. So I'm down here today to investigate that, down in Geelong actually. So there we go, you can see the it's a fair drive for me. I think it took me about 2 hours to get here, so let's get stuck into it. Cut this off. So there's our blown fuse. That's a massive 3 amp fuse, eh? Yeah, I thought I have 3 amp fuses in the car, but not that size. That's kind of annoying. That's all right. I think there's a middies close by here. So anyway, we can do some testing before we shoot off and go grab that fuse. Yeah, there's the fuse. So I'm just going around and doing a bit of a visual, and so far nothing's standing out at me. Like nothing looks burnt. Kind of there, it all looks all right. There as well. Have a quick look at the board as well. So I'll just show you this as well, but I mean the fuse is pretty loose in there. I'm not saying that's the cause, but you know, could be. Everything visually looks all right. Can't see any, like, you know, rub outs or anything, or any burn marks, except for on the contacts of the fuse. I'll pull off that board and have a look at the tracks behind it just to see, you know, if anything looks burnt behind there, or if, you know, I can kind of work out what's actually going through this fuse, because the wiring diagram is not really giving me much. Anyway, we'll test our main components to ground. All right, multimeters on ohms, and that's there. Just make sure we're getting a reading. Okay, beautiful. So we'll start with our compressor. Hey, get in there. Mega ohms, that's fine. Mega ohms, that's fine. L3, open. That's fine. We'll try at the top. So we'll go L1 incoming, L2 incoming, L3 incoming. So that's fine. I'll test across my. I've turned those off just because I'm probably overly cautious. So we've got the top of that. That's fine. Top of the next one. That's fine. Bottom of that one. Fine. Okay. So we might have something there. I'll trace that out in a sec. We'll just keep going. So outdoor fan. I'll go across here. So outdoor fan. That looks like that's the same reading as before. So we'll investigate that. Outdoor fan, that's slightly higher. That might just be our neutral. I'll go through and have a look at that anyway. So we've got this is still. So again, a lot of those are looking very similar to the reading I had before. So I'll have to trace that out, suss out where that's coming from. So that was here. So the bottom of that one. We'll just test our indoor fan. So that should across our relay. So that's open. Indoor fan there. Got something here. Oh. Okay, that's pretty low. So that, okay. I'm gonna cut some cable ties. Okay, so if I follow this goes up to here, which is also linked up to our transformer. So I'll test that, but I'm feeling that probably is just because obviously the transformer is connected to neutral, so that's why we're getting a reading. So that should be fine, but we'll test it anyway. This here is actually going down to our indoor fan, so I might have to pop down there and have a look and see if anything's damaged down there. But we'll just test this transformer first. I've pulled out the neutral there, so that when I go back down here where I was getting my reading before, it's now OL. So yeah, it was just the reading through the coil of our transformer. So I'll just double check though. We'll see if we're still getting a reading on our. So still getting a reading there though, so I reckon we're gonna have to go downstairs and look into that. While I'm up here, I'll just quickly test things like solenoid valves. I'll test the crankcase heater. Yeah, we'll just go through and test everything else while we're up here. So crankcase heater is fine. I've just found this and this, so it kind of looks like it's hooked up to our outdoor fans. Yeah, so maybe the fan's been replaced, and anyway, good stuff. Right, one side of the reversing valve, just for fun, the other side as well. So I'll test the resistance between that coil as well. So I was getting kind of a crazy reading through there, so I decided to test down here just to confirm. But yeah, look at that. That's huge. 287 kOhms. Wow. Well, that's a problem. It's great when you've got basically identical units side by side, so I can actually give you a comparison. But yeah, reversing valve on this one. There you go. There's the difference. Pulled the board off to have a squeeze at the back. No burn marks. Those two big like solder bits right there, they're for that fuse that is blown. Now I'm not an expert, but at following tracks and trying to work out what's what and testing boards and all that kind of stuff. But I have a feeling there is a connection between, so up here, this one here, that's for our HPLP. So those two other things there, so that's power coming in, or 240 coming in, and then leaving either side. So one's obviously the LP, one's the HP. But I do think these two pins here are our pins for our reversing valve. But there is a connection. I still think I want to go down and have a look. So this is the indoor fan relay here. See, it looks okay. I still want to go down there and have a look at that that fan motor. But according to the notes, it was running on cooling and fine. So yeah, make of that what you will. We'll go down and have a look. I just had a quick thought. Power goes down and then comes back up here for the fan. So I've just disconnected the neutral there, and we'll see if we still get the reading. So that was where we were getting it before, and we're getting nothing now. So I reckon that fan is fine. Based off the fact that the previous tech said the system was running before, the fan motor's fine. And again, just trying to do everything I can before I shoot off to middies. And then go have a look at that indoor fan. So I'm just gonna go through and tighten up the electrical connections as well. Just ticking off all the boxes, just making sure that I'm on a second story roof, but it's a fair walk to my car. And so, try to do everything I can before I have to leave the one spot. And look at this, first one off the bat too. Look at what I'm getting from this. That's after already doing a bit of a turn as well, so yeah. Yeah, a fair few of those are actually pretty loose. So they're all tight now. I'll quickly just test these while I'm here. Oh, not bad. Just shot off to middies, picked up a couple of spare fuses. So what we'll do is I'm going to tighten those up because they were, like I said, pretty loose. Put a new fuse in, keep our reversing valve disconnected. I'm very confident I've done enough checks to confirm that we've got no shorts to earth. Yeah, so next step is basically replace the fuse, turn it on, see what happens. New fuses in, you can see a lot tighter now. All I did was basically just use pointy nose pliers, or just to kind of like clamp down on those a bit. Counting down, so the suspense is killing me, eh? Is it gonna blow up? We'll find out in 70 seconds. One more thing just quickly popped into my head, so just make sure these aren't actually seized. Nope. Nope. That's a bit anticlimactic, eh? So it appears our indoor fan isn't running yet either. We'll, yeah, let's go down and find the thermostat. So I found the controller for AC5. I wonder if I can get it to go into cooling, so I kind of want to test on cooling. Okay. But what's also tripping me out is that all of those are off. Do they need to be off? Oh, find out. Okay, let's go up and have a look. I think it might be in here because I heard something kick on and now I'm getting air out of here, so yeah. Okay, so fan's running at least, and that's always a positive sign. This thing should be on cooling, so let's, excuse me. What do we got down there? So common, oops, sorry, you guys can see. It's kind of hard for me to see. I'll work out what it is and I'll come back. Okay, so as we can see, if I go here and here, where is it? Okay, so no call for compressor, but we're randomly getting a call for heat. The next one's fan, so that one should be on. What's the last one? 24. Oh, that's our power supply. So yeah, obviously we'll have power there. But yeah, I mean that's odd because I turned the thermostat down to like 16 or whatever it was, whatever the lowest those HVAC controls can go on cooling mode. So unless it's the wrong controller, that's all I can think of. Oh man, working on Apac units is a pain in the ass, man. It took me ages to find what the fuck that. So fan RE, so fan's obviously running downstairs. RE is a reversing valve call or a heat call, I guess. I'll throw up the screen grab of what I've found. Which, I don't know why it's calling for heat anyway, but we'll run back downstairs and see what the thermostat's doing. I'm not sure what happened there, because it was back to 22. I didn't change any of the other ones, did I? No, it's this one, yeah. Odd. That's pretty cool. Ah, there we go. Compressor's running, hey? Party time. Cool. Fan. Low. Let's see what that means. Okay, low means low outdoor fan speed. So, yeah, sure. You can feel some heat coming out of that. Maybe I'll just quickly probe up. We found what our problem is. Just quickly probe up, make sure there are no other issues with this thing, and then we'll leave it at that. So I was monitoring for about, I don't know, half an hour, just while I was pottering around doing other things, and everything looked pretty good. I think someone's actually turned it off now as well, so it's literally just turned off. Yeah, off. So the only other quick check I want to do is just to make sure that that sump heater is working. It should be running now, so I will quickly test that, and then that will pretty much be it. So I was getting 0 amp draw, but I'm also getting 0 power. So I traced it back, and there it is. I don't know what's going on with this unit, man, honestly. It's fucking hell. So we've just gone into the normally closed, because it was in the wiring diagram. So we're now getting power, but no amp draw, so we'll replace that as well. All right, I'm just in the process of packing up. I imagine if someone's disconnected the crankcase heater, they've obviously worked out that it's faulty. So I've disconnected it again. I'm going to go through and make sure that they've already raised a quote for it. I will raise a quote for replacing the reversing valve solenoid. I've just got that taped up there. Just chill there for a bit. All right, we are back with the reversing valve to replace, and yeah. Fuse hasn't blown since I was here, probably about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. So yeah, we'll jump in, change it, and test some heating. So for comparison, that is the resistance of our new coil. I can't remember 100% what that one was. It was like, I don't know, something in the kms anyway. It was way too high, so you know, we'll get this one back on. Rightio, so got the reversing valve in now, and it's plugged back into the board. I'm going to leave it isolated. I'll go down and turn the thermostat on to 26 heating and turn that switch on, and that way I can actually be here when it does its countdown and goes into heating mode. Okay, this time I'm going to make sure I actually turn it all the way around. Okay, double check. There we go, we're good. And Manual, beautiful. All right, good sign. So everything's looking pretty good. So obviously we had liquid in our accumulator there. You can see that with the frost. Honestly, I actually forgot that the sump heater on this one was broken. Like I said, it's been a while since I've been here. I meant to go back and have a look and see if someone had quoted it up, and honestly, I just spaced out and forgot about it. So what I'll quickly do, I'll just sneak off to Actrol, go pick up the sump heater, and we'll replace that while we're here, and that way we won't have that problem anymore. We're back. Yeah, so this thing's still running. Been going for, I don't know, half an hour now, how long I've been going for. Yeah, shut it down, get the sump heater changed. Okay, so we're in, we're secured, wired back in to the normally closed terminal on our contactor, so we can reapply power and test. I think someone's turned that switch off downstairs, but I mean, realistically, it doesn't matter. We've seen this thing run for, 45 to an hour. We know our sump heater's now working, so that is me done here. Set this back to a reasonable temperature. Okay, but it was off, so all good. That is me done here. So thank you for watching.